What's his name?
Gruber. Like Hans Gruber from Die Hard.
Oh, the Grubers.
He said he got it around Christmas. It's a German dog. Made sense to name him after a very popular villain.
And then his little brother was in Die Hard with a Vengeance. Hans Gruber was in the Die Hard 1, and then his little brother came back to kill Bruce Willis in Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Question. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
No.
No, it's an action film. It's an action movie that was made during Christmas, well, that was supposed to be happening during Christmas. It's not a Christmas movie. It's more of a question is Home Alone a Christmas movie?
For sure.
Home Alone is a movie about robbery.
No, but he used
and bad parenting.
He used Christmas items. He used Christmas items to stop the robbers.
No, you know what's a Christmas movie? A Christmas Story.
You know what's a terrible Christmas movie? Is Home Alone with terrible parenting. They keep leaving that goddamn little boy every Christmas. Kevin!
DCFS. What's going on?
Hey, nothing, man. We having an argument about Christmas movies because you have a dog named after a Christmas villain.
Yes. No suits?
No suits, man.
Why not?
Well, the only person we ever wore a suit for was President Obama.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I wanted to be presidential. I put a T-shirt on just because y'all put T-shirts and hoodies on. But yeah, I was like, all right, am I gonna get the
But
Obama
we in your crib. We got a nice treatment. Again, your beautiful, scary dog. We can't run in suits.
Yeah. Welcome to the show, Charles.
Appreciate it.
Peanut Tillman, one of the best to do it. We'll talk about the fact that you were kind of like 2 plays away from an historic milestone in the NFL. This is Channing Crowder. I'm Ryan Clark. This is Fred Taylor, Pivot Fam. Thank you for pivoting with us. So I'm trying to figure out like where to start, right? There's so much to your story, your journey, and where we are today. And a lot of that deals with football. But I want to know, what is it like being a part of an FBI raid where the person in the raid goes, hey man, ain't you Charles Tillman?
It's kind of funny, but I would always say you got way more problems to think. You got more important problems to think about than me being Charles Tillman. Like, and then once I said that, guys were like, oh shit. Like, okay, this is real. Yeah, I had a fanboy moment, but okay, I got some problems because I got the feds knocking on my door. And it just happens to be Charles Tillman and a bunch of other federal agents, but yeah, okay, stuff just got real. And then it kind of, Charles Tillman, the Bears, all that goes out the window, and then they start thinking about like, damn, I'm finna get arraigned. Reality sets in really fast. And my little blurb of like, hey, I'm Peanut Tillman, Peanut Punch, that goes out the window like real quick. Once I say, hey, you got more important problems to think about, bruh, like.
I feel like I would play along for a little bit and be like, oh yeah, man, you know, man, I had a lot of forced fumbles. I played the Super Bowl, you know what I mean? Like have the autograph.
Hey, what up, bruh? You been punked. One of the things your ass going to jail.
I think one of the things that we did so well, though, the group of guys on my particular squad that I worked with, when I first started, I lied all the time. I lied about who I was. And if you give someone enough doubt, they won't believe it. Or they'll believe you if you just go along with it. But the group of people that I worked with, my partners or my squad mates, they would do more lying than me. They're like, man, hell no, that ain't no damn Peanut Tillman. He looked like a peanut. Why would Peanut Tillman be out here? Man, that's Wendell. That's Wendell Thompson. So that was like my alias, Wendell Thompson. So I started writing my name, Wendell Thompson, on folders and stuff, just so people wouldn't recognize my name. And then they would say, hey, Wendell, hey, what's up? And then, like, damn, I thought, hey, man, anyone ever told you look like Peanut Tillman? I'm like, man, I get that all the time, bro. I get that all the time. Or sometimes I just be like, no, I ain't never heard that before. Who is that? I play along with it. It was fun. It was
I love the fact they went Wendell, because that's so black.
That is a black man. I want you to answer that question that they would ask the, what do you call the assailant? Why in the hell, I'm a pocket watcher. I looked up how much money you made. Why would you go be an FBI? That's dangerous. You played a dangerous game and then go and do something else dangerous? Right. That don't make no sense, bro.
It does because of how I grew up with my dad. So my dad was in the Army. right? My dad served his 20 years, and my dad was G.I. Joe. I'm an 80s baby. So Roadblock, the whole G.I. Joe crew, Snake Eyes, Lady J, Hawkeye, like all those, like I thought that was just the dopest show when I was a kid, right? So my dad being in the military, I had access to tanks and Apaches and Cobras and APCs, the Deuce and a Half. Like I got to grow up around all these vehicles and this equipment. And I just thought it was the coolest thing that my dad could do that. I would go to work with my dad when you could bring your kid to work day. And I thought my dad was like the dopest thing ever. And then we traveled. I lived overseas. I lived in Germany. And I thought, to me, that was fun. So I always wanted to play football. Always, since day one. And I said, look, if football don't work out, I'm going to go join the Army. I'm going to just be like my dad. It worked out great for him. I had a great life. And then, all right, I get a scholarship. All right, well, I guess I'm not going to the military right after college or right after high school. I played my 4 years, but so, well, hell, if I don't get drafted, I'll go in as an officer. I'll go do some SF stuff, try to do something really, really cool and fun because I like guns and shooting and stuff. So yeah, let me do that. Well, I get drafted. All right, well, let's see how long I play and I'll just kind of go from there. And then I played 13 years. So then when I retired, I still wanted to serve. And if my agent was here right now, he would tell you the day I was interviewing him, he was like, what do you want to do after football? I said, probably federal law enforcement. And it was just something that I always wanted to do public service. I wanted to do my part and serve. It wasn't in the military, but I did it in a different way by serving in the FBI. And it was an amazing experience. I've worked with some amazing people. We've done some amazing things. You all have no idea what that organization does that you don't know about, and they're saving lives every single day.
What are some of the things in what you can tell us, right? Because we obviously know you can't get into detail about everything that you've seen or done or been a part of. But if you could just give us a broad view of what are some of the things that happen in the daily life of an FBI agent or the agency that saves lives that the citizens of this country don't know, can't recognize, or be appreciative of?
Terrorist attacks. I'll give you one that was actually in the news. There was I believe it was the governor of Michigan. A few years ago, there was a plot to kidnap her. And through investigative means, the FBI were able to infiltrate this particular group. And with that, I believe there was an informant, and he told his handler, they get the information, they make sure it's credible. Yeah, this is legit. We got to go and protect or arrest these people before they kidnap this governor. And they went and did that before, and I'm sure the people, the actors, the bad actors involved, they had no idea what was happening when the FBI hit their door and was like, hey, the gig's up, we know what you guys are about to do, and all those guys got charged. Like, so it's little things like that. It'll be a bomb. You might have a person who wants to incite chaos and have a bomb and shoot people, and then you get a tip. You look into it, you do what you do, and you figure out where they live, you do your surveillance, you figure out a pattern of life, and it's like, all right, what's the best time to take a course of action to arrest or take down this individual? And you do that, and for the most part, our missions are successful, and then you're just like, yeah, but we don't sit down, we don't talk in front of a camera, and to me, that's the coolest thing. Like they're not looking for success. They're not looking for their name in a paper or a camera. They're just doing it just because it's the right thing to do. I'm saving lives. I'm protecting lives. Ever since 9/11, like the mission has changed. Like we got to protect the homeland. And when you like legit do it, you're protecting the homeland, and you see what this person was trying to do, and then you actually can save those lives and get it before it actually happens. Kind of like a Minority Report. You're just like, hell yeah, like we just rescued this this lady who was being held against her will out of a house. Like, that's something we did is we got a tip one day and it was like, hey, this person's being held against her will. Come up with a plan. And it's like, all right, well, what do we do? All right, where they live at? This, and you're trying to figure out, all right, let's do a mock-up of the house. Let's do the mock-up of the house and let's do runs. What I mean by runs is like a walkthrough. And you walk through how you're going to take the house. All right, I'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, hit it, go. All right, switch up the order. All right, I'll be 2. Just switch up the order. All right, I'm the 5th man in. Switch up the order. All right, and you just have all these contingencies that are in place if something bad happens, or just if something doesn't go as planned, which it always does, and you just got to be able to react. Joe and I, we used to talk about this. It's performance on demand. Like, you got to be in that job, it's like a firefighter. It's performance on demand. You don't get to warm up. You don't get to, well, let me get a couple practice shots in to make sure my aim is on. Like, it's something that you have to do right now. You're 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, midnight, 11 o'clock right now. You got to go. The active shooter in Highland Park, that was maybe 3 years ago, 4th of July. I was at home. Highland Park's probably 15 minutes from here. Got a phone call, looked at it. I called my TL. I called Carl. I said, hey, man, I think there's an active shooter going on right now. I'm not. So he made a phone call. He called me back. And he's like, hey, deploy, get there now. I get there. Everything had kind of taken place. And then, it's bodies. And then, it was a pretty gruesome scene. I'll spare you all the details. It was a pretty gruesome scene, but then it's like, all right, let's go. This is what we've been training for. Like, let's go find a guy that did this.
Right. You mentioned performance on demand, right?
Yeah.
The NFL and the FBI, 2 very different 3-letter leagues, but there's some overlap.
Absolutely.
Right, in terms of discipline, structure, preparation. Your time in the NFL, how did the habits you created in the NFL help you be successful over at the Bureau?
Processing information quickly. What I mean by that, and DBs, linebacker, I'm saying, okay, I look at the formation, okay, I'm 8 yards off, we're in this man, okay, let me do my back pedal, I'm gonna take 2 steps, I'm trying to clear the 3-step, okay, once I clear the 3 steps, he's back into a 5-step, okay, 5-step, he's only can run so many routes in a 5, like, as the play is going on, I'm processing this information. When we do our runs and we kick indoors, when we do our CQB, I'm going into a house that I've never been before a day in my life. Like, and I have to process it as soon as I get in the door. If I'm the number 1 man, I go left. Number 2 man goes right. Number 3, he clears the center, but he clears it from, right to left. The number 4 man clears it from left to right. And then we do our primary scan, our secondary scan, back to center. I got no work. Hey, where are my danger areas? Do I have an object in front of me? Do I do a route extension? Hey, left's clear, center clear, danger area left, move. We move in the room. We go to the next door. Field 1, field 2. I got my breacher. I got my number 1 guy ready, on you. Open the door, boom. And you just do it all over again. And you're constantly just reading that room. And you do it enough to where you get good and you get really good with the flow of how you do things. Mm-hmm. How you can do it at an HR speed. And it's kind of, maybe I am crazy. It's fun because you get really good at how to fight in rooms.
Nut. Football's fun.
Yeah.
If I miss this tackle, I see him make it. Back there, he might get 8 more yards. We good.
Absolutely.
Chad, if he score a touchdown, got another drive.
Go get him off it.
Yeah.
You're talking about this like you can get your ass shot and killed.
You can. Yeah. You can 100% get shot and killed. We're really good at what we do.
But have you ever walked in somewhere and been like, oh no, hell no. Them motherfuckers in there, they in there going. Cause I tell all
yes,
service members.
I have. When I didn't have the tactics, when I didn't have the training, when I didn't know how to do certain things, 100%, I could think like that. But having the training, so I literally went to, what's the name of the school? Mid-South. I went to Mid-South. It's in Mississippi. It's just like one of the #1 shooting schools in the country. And they sent me and a bunch of other guys, and we went there I think I went there for a week for their level 1 firearms. And all we did was just shoot for 5 days. And they just teach you how to get good at this shooting like that was all we did. And then you go to another school and you just learn CQB. And you're learning from like the top dogs. And they come down and they teach you and you're just like, okay. And then I would come back here and then I would, myself and a couple of other instructors, like we would teach the Chicago division, or I would go somewhere else and teach other people. I've been to Kenya and I've taught CQB tactics. Like it's no different than being a coach. You know how they have all these internships with coaches and stuff? Like, same thing with FBI. Like, I went overseas and I taught some people how to be better shooters, how to be better fighters in rooms, how to protect themselves so they can protect their citizens of their country.
But the thing I want to know is, and I love the parallel that Fred drew to the NFL and FBI, and Channing saying, hey, the difference is, though, these are life and death matters, right? It's not just about wins and losses. Also in football, early on in your career, you don't really have a conversation about how things are going to go, right? What you're going to be told to do. And then later in your career, you can talk to your coach and say, nah, coach, I don't like that coverage, or I feel like this might be better for the team in the leadership role. But it feels like it would be different in the FBI. And so when you're asked to do something that doesn't sit right with you, you're asked to do something that isn't part of your constitution as a man, how do you deal with those situations when the job is so important, but also continuing to be the man you are is important as well?
So one of the reasons, well, let me start off by saying this. FBI was great to me. I did awesome. I worked with an amazing group of individuals. I think some of the things that they're doing now, I personally didn't agree with.
Like what?
Immigration. Like I didn't agree with how the administration came in and tried to make individuals do things against it didn't sit right. An example being immigration, right? Everybody was told you're gonna go after like the most dangerous criminals. But what you see on TV and what actually was happening is like people weren't going after that, and personally that didn't sit right with me. That didn't sit right with my conscience. Like, you have the ability to refuse an order. Like, just because they say go arrest this person, like, okay, yeah, you're my superior. Like, I don't have to go do that. You can't make me go do that. I'm not in the military. You gave me an order, but I can totally refuse that order. At the end of the day, I want to be on the right side of history when it's all said and done. Do I think they're individuals in the organization? Do they like doing some of the stuff that they're doing? Absolutely not. I think they hate it. I think I was in a different position because of my previous career. I made enough money to where I could just walk away and say, you know what, guys? I'm okay. I think I'm good. My first 8 years, I've been solid. We were doing some good things. Some of the stuff you guys are doing now, I don't necessarily agree with. And that's not in Chicago. That comes from Washington. And I left in good terms with people and my friends, and I don't have like a sour taste or bitter taste in my mouth about the FBI. I learned a lot. They taught me a good skill, and I was looking at the Obama pivot that you all did, and this holds true. And he said, "Don't ever think that you don't belong at a table."
Yep.
So when I went to the academy, I was a little intimidated. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'm sitting next to somebody that went to Harvard, and I'm sitting next to this lawyer, and I'm just like, damn, I'm just from Coppers Cove, Texas, trying to, I got a bachelor's degree and a master's degree in emergency management. It ain't nothing in law or like Harvard. But when you apply yourself and you doing all the things that all the other people are doing from all these prestigious, like these very prestigious institutions, and I sit right there with them and I'm like, I'm killing it just like you. And you went to Harvard and you don't know how to do this. Are you serious? And it just made me think like, oh man, why did I ever doubt myself? Why did I ever doubt myself? I can do this job. I can do that job or this job or your job or whatever. At least like I can do these jobs. Like just don't ever doubt yourself. And that was something when he said that was the first thing I thought about was when I went to the FBI Academy. I sat back and I actually doubted myself because I was like, damn, okay, FBI, like you got scientists and you got accountants and you got the upper echelon of smart individuals. Oh man, I'm good.
Is Quantico like the TV show?
No. I didn't particularly like Quantico because to me, it felt fake. It felt fake in the sense of, you got to think I went in at 36. So I'm older, like I've had a career. I know how to talk to people. And the biggest thing that I noticed was individuals didn't know how to talk. Like you got to be able to talk to people to get information. And it's not a secret. It's just like, hey, Chan, what's going on? How you feeling, man? How you do? Like depending on who the person I'm talking to, I'm gonna switch up my language. I can kind of code switch a little bit to help, to help the situation so we can communicate. Okay, if it's somebody on, a different part of town, okay, I might use a little bit of slang. Okay, if I got a business guy, okay, I might not use the slang. I might use these types of words. Like you just kind of, we used to say, you, me, same. Like, so, all right, whoever I'm trying to work with or talk to, well, let me implement some of what they're doing. If he's sitting like that, okay, I'm gonna sit like that. And I'm just gonna mirror him and we gonna dialogue and we gonna communicate. Yeah, okay, yeah. Like you learn all these different techniques to help you engage with individuals as you speak to them. And it's just one of those things that I actually took that in life. Like I can use that in life, talking to you guys, talking just to individuals. And it's like, I learned a lot of good skills, man, when I worked there. It was good.
That was a bold decision to leave the Bureau, I believe. Yeah. And it made me go back to your Players Tribune letter, the letter to your younger self, when you basically, talked about how you moved around and was kind of telling yourself, these moves are gonna make you resilient, much like that decision. One, I wanna kind of get into a little bit of, those moves, being a military kid, but I also wanna ask you, because the photo in the Tribune, did you tell your younger self to avoid that barber? Because he chopped you up, bro.
Can I see the picture?
I was talking about, that's a bad picture, bro.
He chopped you up, bro.
Oh.
Like, you smooth and the dreads was smooth, the locks, but he got you.
Check it. So I lived in Einzeltum, Germany, right? And where we lived at in Germany, we lived in a small German town, and it was a nuke base. My dad worked at this nuclear base in Germany, and it was super small. So it wasn't like the traditional military bases that you see today. It was super small. So my dad cut my hair. All the dads cut their boys' hair because it was so far to go get haircuts, to go to the grocery store. So my pops had to cut my hair. Now, at the time, that's Germany. That's like the
they don't really know.
80s, 90s.
Yeah.
Right.
I was fresh.
I was fresh because everybody else had looked the same way.
And then you a military dad, you ain't telling him too much.
Yeah.
Ain't no back talking.
Everybody everyone hair was the same way. But don't sleep on the female German barbers. I used to get chopped up by a German woman. All the MPs, all the little GIs, they used to come in there, and these German barbers, they used to get up and just
ready to go.
And they would hook you up. Now they didn't do a razor line, but for you to get free like that, they could do that all day. Maybe with not a razor. I swear to you, they could do that all day long. Hit you with, you know what I'm saying, with a little even Steven. They could hook it up. You just had to do with what you had. That was all we had to work with. So from kindergarten to 12th grade, I went to 12 different schools. And 3rd grade, 3 schools, 6th grade, 3 schools. Sometimes I was in school a year. Sometimes I was in school 6 months. It just depended. It just depended on where my dad was or where we were going. And I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed every minute of the schools that we went to, whether it was down south, on the West Coast, in Germany, the Midwest. Like, to me, it was fun. It was an adventure. And I remember talking to a kid on the south side, and we're at my granny crib, and they were like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh yeah, we finna go to Germany." And I'm like, "Germany?" I'm like, "Yeah, you ain't never been?" And to me, it was normal because all of my military friends, they had all lived in other countries. They lived in France. They had lived in Italy. So to us, all that was normal, like all the traveling. But I was talking to a kid, and they had never even left the state. And I'm just like, how you ain't never left the state? You ain't never left the city? Like, you ain't even never been downtown? Like, damn, what's wrong with you? But in your mind as a child, like, I couldn't process that. To me, it was foreign. Like, everyone goes to Germany, everyone travels, because it was all I knew. I was born into it. So for me, it was a normal thing for me to live overseas and have friends and try to learn different languages and talk and learn all these new things. To me, that was a normal thing.
I mean, you couldn't write in cursive in 3rd grade. That's pretty bad.
Mr. Pincher, that was his name. I went to South. I went to this school called South, Mr. Pincher. And I was in Fort Riley, Kansas. And at that particular time, we didn't start cursive. It was like the next semester. And then I go to Ohio. I went to Urbana, Ohio. I got a story about that. I go to Urbana, Ohio. And he's like, all right, yeah, we're writing in cursive. I was like, I know about it, but Miss Wolf at my old school, she ain't taught us shit. It's on the lesson plan, but that's for next semester. That's in the springtime. We in the fall, boss. So he put a damn alphabet sticker, and I had to get it on the go. That was the one bad thing about school was if one school was doing something that the other school wasn't and you hadn't started it, I was behind. Math, oh my God. I couldn't tell you how many times I cried doing multiplication or division. When I went to Miss Harold's class in 3rd grade and she was like, get on the board. And I was like, I don't know my times tables like that to do the division. So I would like 1 times 1, 2, or 5 times 1. And I would do the whole thing. And she would just sit up there and everyone's looking at you. Oh, bro, that was the worst. That was the worst doing that in her class. Like, God dang.
Did it build something in you? Because it's funny to correlate, like you're saying, in any room you can talk. Like you're saying, we all do. I tell you, I do it. I speak for myself.
Yeah.
If I'm sitting there with corporate dudes, I talk differently.
Absolutely.
I'm with the homeboys and cooking barbecue on the back porch.
Absolutely.
I talk differently. There's an old saying, the military kids are weird. Because you don't really get a group to be with and all that. Did you ever feel like almost like an outcast going into a situation? Because you're American, now you're in Germany, you don't speak the language,
so
you can't do cursive. Like
I felt like an outcast when I wasn't around military brats or military kids.
Yeah.
I remember coming here in like 3rd or 6th grade. I had just came from Germany. And I go to a school on the South Side. This is my voice. My dad didn't let us use certain words around the house. I was like, yeah, me and Ryan what'd you say? Sorry, Ryan and I are about to go to the store. We're about to, so my pops would correct me. When I went to Chicago and I started talking, and all the kids, they from the city, why you sound like that? You sound like a white boy. Why you talk white? Why you do this? Why you do that? And I was like, what you talking about? That's how I talk. Like, I can't, what y'all doing right there, I can't do that in my house. My pops don't stand for that. I have to say, and I speak in a certain way. He demands that. Like, I have to do that. And I just grew up doing that. It was what I knew. It was second nature. And then having kids, when my kids would say certain, what'd you say? And I'm not even in the military, but it was the foundation for me. Well, no, we gonna sound like we got some sense. And we gonna talk and we gonna speak a certain way. and we gonna do things a certain way. Like prime example, we just came from a family reunion in Texas, and my youngest we were finna get on the plane, and she had this bonnet. I was like, okay, we finna leave, hey, I'm cool with you wearing a bonnet, but you won't wear this thing out in public.
Straight up.
You ain't wearing this bonnet out in public. But even on the plane, no ma'am.
Yep.
When you need to be in the house and put your bonnet on, by all means, wear the bonnet. Wear it all day, go outside, in the back, play, do you, boo. But when you with me, when you were with Pops, you will not be wearing that bonnet. Because I think you need to look a certain way when you leave your house. And I'm not even saying you gotta be all dolled up. But you won't be with a bonnet with me. My biggest pet peeve, America, my biggest pet peeve is when I see bonnets in public. In airports, that's just my personal thing. Like, I can't do it, ladies, I'm sorry. Like that's just.
To your point about children, we're all girl dads.
Yeah.
Right? And
I got 3 of them.
Yeah, so we've all raised, young women, and there's a different connection.
Yeah.
Like it just is. Like, I love Jordan. Me and Jordan have conversation. That's my son. We could talk. Me and Jordan could not talk. And I'm like, I know he's okay. Mm-hmm. If I don't talk to my girls, they're older. If I don't talk to my girls for a couple of days, hey, baby, how you doing?
Yeah.
Just want to tell you I love you. I'm thinking of you, right? And for you, your daughter needed a heart. She needed a heart transplant. And you went through finding out she needed that transplant. You went through her getting the transplant and then the recovery. As a father, how difficult was it to deal with the entire journey of knowing that your baby could die and being there for as a dad?
It was a beautiful experience. It was a scary experience. It was a sad experience. It was a lonely experience. I mean, there were so many emotions in that time when she got sick. And I remember the first day when the doctor said, she goes, hey, there's a chance your daughter might die. So you might, because I was just like real cool, real calm, trying not to cry. I was like, we good. And she must have thought I was a little too calm. And she says, hey, it's a chance she might die. So you might want to call some people. Because this is like, I don't think you understand, like, hey, this is like really bad. She might not make it through the night. So I was like, okay. And then we had a friend, Sarah Buckley was there. So I said, hey, watch her real quick. And I went to the bathroom and just lost it. Cried my little heart out. Hard. And I got on the phone and I called my dad. And I was like, yo, they say she's finna die. And I'm like, and I was just like, they say she's finna die. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't think. And he said, hey, son, calm down. Here's what you got to do. Be strong. Take care of your family. I'm on a plane. I'll be there tonight. And I was like, all right. And it was all he said was like, hey, be calm. Go take care of your family. So I got to take care of her family. I'm trying to take care of Jackie. I'm trying to be cool. And then I only had another daughter, one other kid at the time. We get to the hospital and they immediately put her like in this paralytic. They put her in a coma, self-induced coma. And we're there and we're trying to understand all these big words that they're expressing to you. And you just feel helpless. Like, we all have made enough money, so if something's wrong, like, you can just go buy something or fix this or do that. It wasn't nothing money could do. And for the first time in my life, I felt helpless as a dad. Because as men, you're a protector. You want to be able to provide and protect for your kids. And I was still somewhat fairly a new dad because my oldest was 2. So I had only been a dad 2 years. So that part was tough. Because I didn't feel like a man. I didn't feel like I was doing my job. 1, as a man, 2, as a husband, 3, as a dad. So that part was hard to deal with. The other part about the whole thing was, in order for her to live, your kid got to die or your kid got to die. Mm-hmm. You love your girls just as much as I love mine. Right?
Yeah.
So I felt
What's that prayer like though? When you're praying for your daughter's life?
There was no prayer. I didn't say I stopped believing in God. I just didn't know how to pray for a heart. Because how do I ask God for a heart? But your baby gotta die. Somebody has to die in order for your child to live. And I felt very conflicted praying, asking for a heart. It didn't make sense to me. And I got a phone call from Jared Baldwin, my college head coach.
He recruited me at LSU.
Okay, yeah. So Baldwin calls me, and he was a pastor. And he calls me, and we have a discussion, and he just was like, and I expressed to him the story I just told. And he goes, look, Peanut, I don't have all the answers, but I do know one thing. You know how your coordinator, they got faith in you to lock down that number one receiver, and they got faith in you to come up with the game plan, and you travel with this guy and you do your thing? He was like, yeah. He was like, well, think of God like in the same manner. You know, he's the coordinator, but at the same time, you know, you got to put faith in him to go lock this situation down. Think about you being a coordinator, and he's got to lock this situation down. Put your faith in your coordinator, or put your faith in the player, and he gonna take care of everything for you. It's in his plan. He got it. Just trust me on this. And I just remember sitting there thinking like, okay. He put it in like the most simplest football analogy, and I was able to understand what he was preaching or what he was saying. And that day, I started praying. That day, I started praying for a heart. And it happened to us twice. We were in the room, and they said, hey, we got a heart. We're going to go get it. We're waiting. And then probably about 5-6 hours into it, they say, yeah, it wasn't a good match. We had to decline it. And I remember watching Jackie she kind of like melted to the ground. And I felt so helpless. I felt so helpless in that moment. Just like, okay, it wasn't right. There's something gonna shake. And then maybe a month or two later, I was asleep. The doctor calls me. He's like, hey, I got great news. We got a heart. And I was like, hell yeah. Shit. Somebody died. Like, I'm waiting for this moment. Like, and as happy as I was in like a second, it all just left my body, and I was filled with like sadness, because I wanted to know about the donor heart or the donor baby or the donor family. And it's this weird, like, yeah, she's getting a heart. Damn, somebody died. And then it goes away. And then they're prepping her for surgery, and you're like, yeah, she's gonna get a heart. Yes. Damn, this is someone's worst day of their life. They're grieving the loss of their baby. So it was a great day, but it was also a sad day, because I was up and down. And to this day, I'll still listen to her heart. You know, I'll sit there and just listen to it sometimes. And this baby Armando was the donor, and I got his name tatted under my watch right here. He was like I think it was about 3 or 4 months himself, and he had passed. But I'm thankful that his mom were able to donate his organs, because her decision alone blessed us, blessed more families. And because of that, we started our foundation, the Cornerstone Foundation, Charles Truman Cornerstone Foundation. And through her original blessing of just saying yes, and then what our foundation has been able to do to bless other families in the greater Chicago area, in the Carolinas, in the Charlotte area, like, it truly has been a blessing, a godsend, and I can't think of life any other way. To me, it was just like our new normal. When she had her new heart and her zipper, and, taking to get the doctor to get meds and blood draws, like, to us, it was just normal.
We've done a couple hundred shows, over 300. I don't know how many. But I can tell you hands down, and I'm not just saying it because you're here, but that's my absolute favorite story since we started, man. God is so good, bro.
Yeah.
Man, wow. I'm sitting here thinking about John Q in different scenes in the movie. You
It
got your
was
highs and
literally
your
a John
lows.
Q moment.
You know what I'm saying?
It was literally a John Q moment. Like, I would have did anything. Hey, take me.
Right.
My boy is going to live. My boy will bury me. Yes, I felt the same way Denzel did in that movie.
You received the heart. She received the heart, but you weren't out the woods. Like, at what moment does a parent really get opportunity to relax? Like,
You
all right.
don't, because it's gonna happen again. At some point, I'll have to do the whole thing again. And it's even scarier now because she's 17. She plays flag football. She's on the dive team, wrestling team. She's done all these things.
normal.
She's a normal kid. She just takes meds twice a day, morning and at night, every 12 hours. But at some point, unless medicine changes, and it's evolved, but she's 17 years post-transplant. And I hope I'm wrong, but she will have to get another transplant at some point in time. And you have to do the whole thing all over again. Right. And I don't know how I'm gonna do it this time because...
Are there stats? Does it become harder the older you get versus the
So there's no rhyme or reason to how long a heart will go. You can get a heart today and
not in terms of the heart, but in terms of being a recipient, like finding donors.
Yeah, so as you get older, it gets harder because when you're younger, your immune system, if you're under a year, your immune system isn't fully developed. So you can get any heart. So that was what she did. She got, I think she's AB, but she's got a B positive or A negative heart. Mm-hmm. So you get more opportunity. As you get older, okay, she's 17, she's AB, so okay, that limits it. She has to get she has to get an AB heart or an AB organ or heart. She'll have to get the same exact blood type, which narrows it down even more because she's 17, her immune system's developed, right? So that makes it even harder. Mm-hmm. Then it has to be not necessarily in the age range. It's just you're just looking for a healthy heart. You're looking for it has to be in comparison to somewhat what your heart looks like as far as the size. So it definitely does get harder as you get older.
Wow. Damn. You win a Super Bowl. I mean, you go to a Super Bowl, you lose. I'm sorry, you didn't win it. I apologize.
Ouch!
My bad.
Damn.
Because
Can we cut that?
Because I won one.
Can we cut that?
Because I won one, I be thinking other people won one, but then I realized I'm sitting in a room with people who haven't.
Let's jump in.
I'm just
three of us. We
easy work right now.
You play. You guys get to the Super Bowl.
Which one?
Well, you went in Carolina too, but you were injured. I'm talking about the 1-06 against Indianapolis.
7.
One of the best defenses of our era. Urlacher, Briggs, just high-level play. But you spoke glowingly about Marvin Harrison and what you learned that night, what it taught you throughout your career. When you get to the pinnacle and you fall slightly short, how difficult was it for you and your teammates to deal with that loss, especially with Urlacher saying, remember the feeling, because we'll be back?
I still ain't got over that Super Bowl. To this day, I've yet to watch that game all the way through. I've seen clips, but I have yet to watch that game all the way through because it's that painful, because I was that close to getting my ring. I hate the Super Bowl. I hate February. I absolutely hate it. We go every year because I do our podcast with the NFL Players Second Act with Roman Harper, and he be cheesing because he got his ring with the Saints and everyone got their rings on, and I just be like, God dang it, I got 2 loser rings. I got 2 NFC Championship rings. I went to school with Ike, and I'm just like, damn.
Yeah.
We done lost all these games at UL, and I think Ike got 2 rings.
I got 2 of them.
Like, what do I have to do? I bust my butt. I worked so hard. I did all the things the right way. I didn't smoke weed. I didn't go to this party. I turned this down. I went to bed early.
I created a move.
I did all the things.
Right.
And I couldn't it still hurts to this day To this day, I still ain't got over it.
You made a football move. The football's been around forever. The peanut punch.
It's kind of tight, though. I like it.
You have records. You've set records for forced fumbles, all that. They used to show us videos of you. Just do what Peanut does. You think that's it? I gotta wrap up. These motherfuckers is big. I can't just go punch it out. You still upset about losing, bro? You good. You known. You're famous.
No, man. It's the championship. Like I wanted the ring. I've never won a championship in anything. Nothing in high school, nothing in basketball, nothing in track when I was good in track or triple jump. Like I've never did anything at a championship level. Even though I practiced and I had the work ethic, I've never received a championship of any sort. Like never. I don't know what that feels like. And I'm just like, damn. Like I went to the finals. I saw the Golden State. No, I'm not Golden State. I saw the Raptors when they won it and they beat Golden State. And I was like, damn, that's cool how they celebrate. And there's actually video of me and Nate Vash as we're walking off the field. And Nate's just looking at him. He was like, man, I'm just trying to see how they celebrate. I'm just trying to see how they do. And I was just like, I couldn't even say nothing, but I like that feeling when you've bust your butt at off season and then months later, you can turn around and all that work we put in, the process, the running, the lifting, the sweating, and then we get to celebrate and we get to hoist this trophy up, whether it's high school or NFL, whatever. I think that's the pinnacle of sports. That's why you play it. That's why you play the game. And I've never done that. And it's so frustrating to this day. To this day, I'm still frustrated over it. I can't get over it.
How frustrating is it that you have to go through a really illustrious 13-year career as an individual, the things you did accomplish as a team, and know that you probably dropped 2 interceptions that kept you from being the only human ever that could say, I had 40 plus forced fumbles and 40 interceptions to put me in a 40-40 club that would have to be named the Peanut Club because I'd be the only person in it?
During football season. That's the only time I think about it. During football season or when I see someone drop a pick, or if someone plays a highlight or something and it's a PBU and I'm like, all I had to do was just put another hand up there. Instead of doing this, I literally just could have did this. Duh. And then you think you're just like, I'm such an idiot. Oh my God, how did I not think that? Yeah, it pisses you off. I get mad. I get mad at myself every time. But it only happens during football season though. That's the only time I get mad at myself. If it's off season, I could care less. I don't think about it. But once I turn football on and we start watching football plays, damn, I get mad. That's where it all comes back like, ugh. But yeah, I think about that often. I had a buddy of mine, he was just like, man, if you get, because I was chasing it. Like I was chasing that goal. Like I forget these forced fumbles. I need 2 picks. I want these 2 picks. I was chasing it, and I just, at least in year 13, I was just like, I couldn't get it. I didn't have the opportunities like I thought, but yeah, man, it hurts.
The punch, though, because that's what, if you say your name, that's what everybody talks about, how you can get that ball out. Was it something, is that God-given? Because people try to rip at the ball all the time. Right. We all tried to rip at the ball, but we wasn't getting out like you getting out.
Hell, nobody ever did.
It was a combination of talent, but I think a lot of it's just hand-eye coordination. A lot of it was hand-eye coordination. So I started boxing just so I could, obviously, being press man and stuff like the footwork and everything. So I started boxing, but really just working on like my hand speed. And when I was in college, we played Wolford. When I was at UL, we played Wolford College. They ran like a triple option. I played safety. All I did was just run the alley. They didn't have a blocker for me. And my job was pitch. Whole week was like, whatever you do, you the safety, just take the pitch. Just go hit him in the mouth. Bet, coach, I got that. I ran the alley the whole game. Ran by the quarterback and just hit the running back in his mouth the whole game. My D coordinator from high school, Rodney Southern, he came to the game and he goes, if you just would have swiped at the ball, you know how many forced fumbles you could have had? I was like, oh, snap. It was like a light bulb went off. And you can ask anybody that went to school with me, you can ask Ike. I was so good at it, I would purposely take bad angles and run a guy down, secure the tackle, and then I would punch it out. I would purposely take a terrible pursuit angle because I was like, all right, if I just tackle him, they're going to get the ball back, they might score. Nah, I'm going to take a bad angle. I'm going to let him get in front of me, and then I'm fast enough, and I'm going to just run behind him, and I'm going to just punch the ball out. Like, literally did it all the time in college. For like the last 3 years of college, that was all I did. I would just take a bad angle and then just punch the ball out because I knew I was good at it.
Right.
Fast forward to the league, bro, we all fast. Running backs, DNs, offensive line, like tight ends, everybody fast. So, all right, I got to figure out a way to do this thing and get it out and not take a bad angle. So, literally my very first NFL snap, we played at the old Candlestick. We played San Francisco. And I was a gunner, running down the field using my hands, and guy didn't see me. I overran it. I came back around, and I punched at it, and oh yeah, we got some.
Dang.
We got some.
Just like that?
Just like that. I got something. And I knew it. I was like, oh, I could play with them. On my first one, okay. Then it was just like, okay, I see you running the ball. Now I gotta like, okay, am I good enough to just like punch that thing and make the tackle? Like as he's running like head up to me? Let's try it. Because all the other ones, they had been like from the side and from the back. So then it was just like, all right, let's go. Let me see if I can do this. I know when I'm punching it, and it's the timing of, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here. Like, when do you have to punch? So I was always like I'm looking at his arm and I'm like, okay, wait now. And I would just like throw my punch at the last possible second. But when you throw it,
What did they run you
Fred,
over?
you got to commit.
Right.
Pettigrew from Detroit, the tight end, legit. I'm looking at the ball. The only thing I am thinking about is the ball. That's the only thing that matters. And as I'm punching it, he is stiff-arming me in the face. And we're going back like this. And the ball is going out. And the best thing about that was, and this is probably one of my favorite punches, or actually two, because I got him on back-to-back plays. I got him back-to-back. Like the first time he ran, boom. And he was like, all right. And then ran the same exact play, except he was like, they dumped it to him and he was running like a little flat route. And he saw me, was like, yeah, And I was just like, running, punch. And as I punch, he stiff-armed the shit out of me. My head went back like he mushed me. My head went back, but I punched the arm. You know what I'm saying? I got the ball out. And then I was on my back and he was on top of me, but the ball's over there and we got the ball. And I was like, cool. It must, you know what I'm saying? I sacrificed my body. I sold out for the team, but it worked. But I just got really good at knowing where to punch. Like, that's the key. You got to know where to punch, and you got to punch with a purpose. There has to be intention around it. Guys just go in and just do this, and it don't come out. If me and you boxing, and you do this, I'm not gonna punch you right here. I'm gonna punch you on the side of the face. I might punch
I'm glad you mentioned
your
that.
ribs. Like, I'm gonna do something different.
This is crazy. I'm glad you mentioned if me and you punching. I think the peanut punch is the only thing pre-2011.
Yeah.
Before they changed all the rules, that's the only thing they allow physical in today's game. They allow it, but that's a whole nother story. We played Chicago, and similar situation. You ran up on me and you punched the shit out of me.
My bad.
He missed the ball,
My bad,
man?
yo, my bad.
Hey, I'm about to get up and fight. Like, hold on, man. The fuck this cornerback doing? But you was the only one corner that was as physical as you were, bro. And I always respected you from those moments that we butted heads, which were very few. But when Spice left, he was telling me about another moment, some punching was going on, but it didn't involve you. You got a penalty because you went to save a teammate. Jeremy Trueblood allegedly was under the pile beating the shit out of Wale.
Yes. Yeah.
And he said you came to the rescue.
So we always talk about team, right? Everyone talks about team. don't let no one do this. Fight them like you're, you know, take it not too personal, but hey, protect your teammates. It was a 3rd down, or actually it was a 4th down. We're walking off the field, and True Blood is just on top of Wale. Wale on the ground like this. Like, Wale is on the ground like this. True Blood is just, motherfucker, kind of like on Harlem Nights, when she's sitting on top of her. I told you to respect me, keep my name out your... So it's literally looking like that. And I saw it, and I just took off. And I mean, I hit the shit out of True Blood. I hit him hard, I just boom. And then Michael Clayton, LSU, he turns and he sees me. And then I'm finna go at it with True Blood, and then Clayton, he hits me like blindsides. I was like, oh no, now I'm seeing red. I got nothing but rage. It's the same year my daughter was in the hospital with all that stuff. So now I get to take some of this anger that I have built up, stored inside me. And his arm was like this. I ain't never told the story on camera before, but his arm was legit like this. And I went to chop his arm to break his damn elbow, and Alex Brown saved his life. Alex Brown grabbed me so quick. And I was like, what the f are you doing?
You never grabbed the homie.
Yeah.
You never grabbed the homie.
And I was like, I was finna break his arm. I'm legit finna break his arm. I went for the chop and everything, because he had all his weight like this. And I was literally finna I went straight, and Alex, I'm still mad at Alex to this day.
But bye-bye Walter Payton Man of the Year, though.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah, maybe that. He got me. But I was protected. It was all from a teammates. But the best thing that came out of that, though, Olin Kreutz.
Crazy.
Great teammate. Amazing teammate. He just goes, hey, you got my respect, cuz, like, hey, you about that life. Like, I appreciate you. Hey, it's about the team. You saw something, he's doing something to your team. No different than what the offensive lineman do with the quarterback. Same exact thing. Same
I have
exact
a question.
thing.
If you're such a good teammate, why would you play that prank on, what is it, Bob?
Babbage?
Yeah, why would you do that?
Oh, man. I'm the team prankster, baby.
So what'd you do?
So I love Star Wars. My dad grew up with Star Wars. He turned me on to Star Wars. So Step Brothers. Y'all all seen the movie Step Brothers? Remember, there's a scene in the movie where John C. Reilly is like sitting in his underwear with a damn shirt on it, and he's got the Chewbacca outfit, and Will Ferrell got the night vision goggles. And I was just like, that looks so dope. So I bought the night vision goggles, and I bought the Chewbacca outfit. I was just a big rich kid, right? So I buy it, and I was just like, man, it's Halloween time. And I was like, man. So Todd Johnson was our safety. We all lived in the same block. And I was like,
Florida?
damn. Yeah. Sarasota. So I say, you know what? I gotta scare Babbage. So I knock on Todd. I go call Todd, walk over to his crib. He's like, come on, let's go. So I told his wife, Nancy, I say, look, Nancy, just let me know when he's on his way home. She lets me know. She calls me. We post up on the side of Bob's house. And me and Tilo are like, are you ready? I was like, yeah, I think I'm ready. I'm trying to put the gloves on. And he opened the door, the garage door goes up, and then his dog kind of came running out, and he sticks his key in the door, and I probably paid about $700 for this outfit, for this costume. It's legit. I got the fake fur and everything, and the head makes me look an extra foot taller. Man, I ran up on him, and I went, and he just went, oh! Like, he got in the smallest ball because he just got so scared. And it was the funniest thing. So then we take it to work, and Dan Toohey, our film guy, he put like the Michael Myers music on, and we played it for the whole team, and he was just like,
No, we got to see this video.
he was like, I think I got it for you. He was just like, you mother, But there's another one though. So Rivera, so I go to Carolina. We're 12-1. We had just lost our first game to Atlanta. And everybody, I call it everyone got tight. Everyone just was like, butthole got tight. They just clammed up for whatever reason. I don't know if I can say that, but that's just what it was. Everyone was just walking like this. So Shula Coach Shuley was our OC. He told a story about the 72 Dolphins and they did something with this alligator. So, all right, cool. I go on Pinterest or not Pinterest, one of these websites, and I buy an alligator. I spent like $400. So first things first, you gotta pay top dollar for the props.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Drewski went top dollar when he played the white guy.
Man,
Yeah,
He didn't just half-ass it.
Yeah.
He went
Hollywood.
all the way
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
If you're gonna play a prank, you got to go top dollar. So I probably paid about $400 for this alligator. It comes, I get to work hella early. I get to work early at like 5. I put this fake alligator, in his office or in his shower. So I go get Roman Harper and Kurt Coleman. And I was like, what you doing? I was like, man, I just put this alligator. It's gonna be so tight. It's gonna be hilarious. And then as soon as I said that, he goes, who put this damn alligator in my shower? And as he said it, I was like, oh snap, Chico hot. He like really, I didn't even say coach. I was like, damn, Chico hot. And I was like, tell me, Peanut, you put this in my shower? And I was like, I can't lie. No, I'ma lie. I was so scared. I was like, damn, this is one of my jokes went too far. I can't, shit. Yeah, it was me, coach. Get over here. You put this in my, and I was like, yeah, coach, I didn't. Then he goes, well, god dang, man, that thing is hilarious. That thing scared the shit out of me. Oh my God. Oh my, and I was just like, all right, my bad, coach. I thought you was hot. He was like, no. So the rest of the day, I scared everybody with this damn fake alligator, and it literally brought the mood back to how we were. We were like our old selves. And it was just like, that was just the one thing we needed, man. I'm a prankster by heart. I couldn't tell you how many times I pranked Spice. At some point, I have a folder in my phone of just me scaring people. It is it's so funny to me.
Something really wrong with dude, bro.
It's hilarious.
This is what happens when you move around.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, you like to
One
enjoy
of
it.
those kids. So check.
I scared you with the dog. I was like, watch Shay and watch him get all scared with my dog. To me, that is, your fear is my funny.
Military brat.
Right.
Oh my God, your fear is my funny.
So we everybody knows about the peanut punch. Now they just found out a little bit more about the peanut pranks.
Peanut pranks. Oh my God, that's
Tell
a TV show.
Tell us about the peanut pivot, the biggest pivot. That's that moment you can look back on and say, without this happening, or because this happened for me, I am because who I am.
I got a couple pivots, but I'll give you one in particular. I failed a math class in high school.
Sign me up.
I failed a math class in high school. And at the time when I failed this class, I was in a class with my best friend at the time, one of my best friends, Jason Adams. And we were just like, we're clowning around. I'm thinking my grades are good, but I'm having a good time with my boy. And I end up failing this math class in high school. I had never failed a class before, but I'm a junior, I think. Yeah, I'm a junior and I failed. And for the first time, I was ineligible to play football. Or no, I'm sorry, it wasn't during football season, it was during track season. So I had to sit out for 3 weeks and miss 3 practices. And I was like, I'm not the dumb kid. Like, I go to school, my grades are good. But I got too cool and confident in my skill, but I stopped doing the work. I stopped doing the work. And I just was kicking it in school. And we'd laugh and cracking jokes. Report card come out, I can't run. And one of my coaches sat me down and was like, you do realize, like, you're trying to go to college and play D1 ball. First thing coaches look at, how are his grades? And for the first time, that was when football felt like it wasn't possible. Because my whole goal in that life was still like, I gotta go to the league. I gotta go to the league. Ever since I was 5, I knew I had to go to the league. And I know what I gotta do. I'm on a mission, I'm good. And that right there changed my trajectory to who you see today. I graduated on time, I go to college, After my first semester, I met with my second semester, I met with my dean. I figured out my classes. I went to my room. I planned out the next 3 years of my life. I said, if I take this many hours, this many classes, I need this many hours to graduate. If I do this, take this in the summertime, take this in the spring. I carry 15 in the fall. I'll take 20, 21 in the spring. I'll take 9 in the summer. I can graduate in December of 02 because January 03, I'll be in a draft. I can train full time. I can move. I don't have to worry about training, doing papers, going back and forth to Lafayette. No, this is what I'm gonna do. So I planned out the next 3 years of my life, and I stuck to that schedule for the next 3 years, 3.5 years of my life. And then graduation came. I graduated on time, or I graduated a semester early. The spring came. I moved to Houston. I started training, did everything, went to the combine, did my thing. I get drafted. So yeah.
That's awesome.
By me failing that class, it made me wake up and think that, it let me know that my stuff don't stink, or my stuff, it made me realize that, I wasn't as good as I thought I was.
Can I ask like one football question before we go?
Yeah.
You played with all-time greats at different positions. The Kuechly's, the Urlachers, obviously one of, to me, the most talented, transcendent players at his position. You also played with Cam in his MVP year. Mm-hmm. Which player that was a teammate of Peanut Tillman do you think was the best player you ever played with?
I'll answer that in 2 parts. If I had to call somebody right now to go sit in a foxhole with me, and I know they're gonna performance on demand, be Lance Briggs. Lance was not the greatest practice player, but game time, I've never seen anybody just performance on demand. Like, he could go out and have like the world's worst practice, and he would give our DB or our linebacker coach a headache and an ulcer. It's like, Lance doesn't know. Come game day, Lance knows all his assignments. Lance, he knows everything. And when you come across the hole or whatever, he gonna knock your ass out.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
Every time.
He was banging.
He's the only player I've known who just was not a practice player. But came game day, he played like an all-pro every single Sunday. Every single Sunday. He is by far the first person I'm calling to sit in my foxhole with me all night, because I know he gonna show up. Forget the walkthrough, Lance. Go eat, chill, whatever, I don't care. When it's time to go, you gonna go. Other one, maybe Luke. And I say Luke because Brian is good. Brian was good. Luke, I had never seen...
Kuechly.
Yeah, Luke Kuechly. I had never seen him just call out the plays all the time. Like, Brian, he could call out a play here and there. Luke did it all the time. Like, and he was like, lead weak, lead weak, lead weak, hey, lead weak, lead weak. Oh, sorry, I got my dog. Hey, do me a favor, go back on the bed. Go back on the bed. Sorry. I like that though. That's funny to me how you got so scared. Humor,
He turned
hilarious.
red.
And he yelled.
Touch my knee.
But like Luke would go batshit crazy when he would recognize a play, and then it turns out he's right with the play, and you're just like, how does he? And all he did was he was great at his craft, and I was like watching film, and I try to tell a lot of young kids like, man, it's all about the film. It ain't about the practice. They're telling you what they're doing. The play is telling you. You gotta watch enough film to figure out what they're doing. And his ability is as great as y'all think I am at the peanut punch. I think he's like that with determining what offenses are gonna run. Like his ability to do that, it's amazing. It's great.
Yeah, you had so much happen in your life. It's such an unfamiliar story to a great football player that we spent 45 minutes just talking about life. We couldn't even get to football, but the journey has been amazing. Somebody that's from Louisiana that knew you were at, University of Louisiana Lafayette with Ike T, Coach Baldwin, who recruited me, and then all the things you've done, whether it's football, post-career, being a father. Just kudos to you, man, for being a great representation of so many different communities that need to be shown as to what they can possibly be. We thank you for sitting with us, bro. Thank you for pivoting with us. And just best of luck in whatever you choose to do or continue to do throughout life.
I appreciate that. But I want to tell you one more story real quick. I meant to tell y'all this one story. So this is an FBI story. I figured you guys would get a kick out of this. So me and my guy, we're doing interviews, and I didn't bring like half my stuff with me. I didn't bring a vest. I ain't bring nothing. I brought like a pen and paper. We just doing interviews. We go to a couple pawn shops, ask a couple questions, and the phone goes off. It's like, hey, that fugitive that we were looking for, word got back that he's at his house on 123 Main Street. We look in the man, I was like, bro, that's right around the corner. I was like, okay, I ain't got my, like, I ain't bring my stuff. I'm still new. I'm still on probation. Like, I'm brand new. Yeah. So, and he got like a bad hip leg or something. So I was just like, all right, this ain't gonna go well. So we pull up to the house, and as soon as we pull up to the house, the target, he's walking out of the house. And I'm looking like, that's him right there. That's him. And he's like, are you sure? I was like, bro, I'm telling you, 100%, full confidence, high confidence, that's him. And he was like, it's just us, we gotta take it. I was just like, all right. And I was sitting in the back seat, and I'm like on the radio, I was like, I'm texting the rest of the crew because the rest of the squads are coming to our location. I'm like, yo, positive, we got PID on our target. Hey, where y'all at? Because he's rolling. We're south on whatever street. So he gets in the car, we're following him. Now, we're in an unmarked car, no lights, no nothing. So it just looked like a car is following him. So we're driving around, and all of a sudden, he looks, and then he starts making crazy turns, and it's on. Now he's speeding, now we speeding. We're on the south side, but we're like on side streets. We're not even on busy streets. So it's parallel car, and then just our little car. We're hitting speed bumps. Like, I'm going up on the ceiling. And I was just like, oh, screw this. I put my seatbelt on. Then I was just like, I'm just going to buckle up. He's on the phone or the radio trying to get more cars to where we are. Long story, he ends up turning on this block, and he opened the door, and he just ran out. And the car just hit another car. I knew he couldn't run, so I get out the car, and I just take off running. I ain't got nothing to identify me as a police officer. I got nothing. It's just me. I got on some jeans, I got on a polo, and I got on some J's. I always wore J's. I'm a J guy. So, Jumpman, I was like, I represented in the bureau. So, I got on these, I think I had on the 12s. He hops a fence.
Heavy, too.
Oh, they are. I didn't think I was gonna be running after nobody. So when I had the job, like, I didn't want to look like the police. So I would wear stuff like, I would wear that. I didn't wear like the tactical boots and shoes. Like, I was fresh. I thought I was fresh.
Yeah.
So I pull my, you know what I'm saying, I unholster the weapon, and I'm running, and then he hops the fence, and this was like so bad. I jumped the fence. The athleticism, I hopped the fence. I hurdled that bad boy. Close the distance. He hops another fence. I hop another fence. And then we're running down the alley, in this back alley, and I was like, oh, I got him now. This is straightaway. So I closed that distance, and then he hopped another fence, but I was so close to him, and then I drew again. I was like, hey, FBI, don't move. Show me your hands. Get on, and I'm, FBI, don't move. Put your hands up in the air. Turn around. And by that time, another enforcement car had pulled up, and he was like, you gonna cuff him? And I was like, I'm too tired. You cuff him. You cuff him. So we ended up arresting the cat. And then I was just like, bro, what you run for? And one thing I will say that holds true, even though people did something wrong or they violated something, we always treated them with respect. You treat them like a human being. You don't treat them like, like you're just another old thug, and you're like, it wasn't none of that. There were so many times where we arrested people, and they were just like, man, unlike the regular cops I done been around. Like, y'all, man, you offer me some gum, because it's 6 o'clock in the morning, I ain't brushed my teeth. You offer me some gum. You let me kiss my mom goodbye. You let me say goodbye to my little girl.
Yeah.
You let me listen to what I want on the music, like on the radio. Like, I was like, yo, man, I'm not here to judge you, bro. That ain't my job. We all human. You grew up a different way. Maybe something happened in your life that made you pivot to this route in life. I don't know, but you did it wrong. You'll get judged for it, but that ain't my job. I'm just here to arrest you, but I can still treat you like you're a human being.
Yeah.
And it was cool. For me, I thought it was the coolest thing when someone said it. And I was like, damn, we've taken away your freedom, but you're telling me how cool I am, which leads me to believe that some people, they just do it, it's a power trip, and they do it the wrong way. It's a power trip.
I tell you what, though, could you imagine hopping out the car? Because, my thought of an FBI guy is going to be some cat that been eating some bad food. He don't really train like that. You hop on this Peanut Tillman. Hey. Like, what's the chances that my draw is a Pro Bowler? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I had a buddy who used to call me Trigger Mike. He used to call me Mike Lowry. Yeah. He used to call me Trigger Mike. Yeah. It's like, you would wear this out here, but you got this nice belt. I was like, it's the only one I got. Like, I what I'm saying? I went to work with a Gucci belt versus like a cheaper belt or something.
Well, at least you didn't have on the 6 rings.
Hey.
Jordans.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, guys, you want to talk about a pivot? We talk about football to FBI. I mean, it all works when you're chasing people. I don't know my take-a-punch radius right now in life.
Oh, because you done already felt that sleep.
I already been asleep.
Can you imagine if she touched in? What's that little thing you say?
Booty in the air?
Booty in the air. The women put in that work, though.
Who put in work?
The women boxers.
Yeah, they did. They worked.
They put that work in. I want to see you get in the ring.
There she is.
Hey, what's up,
What's happening? What's happening with you?
What's up,
Good
y'all?
to see you. Good to see you.
Of course.
What's up, champ? It's a pleasure.
Same.
Enjoy.
Is it Gwoat? Is that how it's said?
Yes,
Gwoat?
like GOAT, but GWOAT, yeah.
Yeah.
You made that up, didn't you?
Greatest woman of all time. Muhammad Ali made it up, greatest of all time. I just added the W because I'm a woman.
I love it.
Speaking of the Alis, you got 2 GWOAT chains, and you and Layla, y'all had conversation. Well, I've heard some on the internet about you guys getting at it. She gonna want one of them.
She gonna want what?
One of those GWOAT chains.
You know, if Layla Ali can beat me in a fight, I would give it to her if she can beat me in a fight, but she can't.
She can't. The voice you hear, the face you see is Clarissa Shields. She already told y'all she's the GWOAT. I mean, 2-time gold medalist, 3-time undisputed champion in 3 different divisions. Only man or woman to do that, and the current heavyweight champion. Welcome to The Pivot. This is Channing Crowder. I'm Ryan Clark. This is Freddie T. Pivot fam, thank y'all for pivoting with us. I mean, we've been trying to get this together forever.
I feel like it's been years. I'm like, when you wore the pink suit, I'm like, hey.
Yeah, so it's been a long time coming. Recently, you were on The Breakfast Club, and you said something very interesting. A lot of times when we talk to men who've made it in basketball or made it in football, and you say, hey, what would you have been doing if you weren't playing football or you didn't get here hooping? And they'd say, well, I'd be dead or in jail. I've never heard a woman say that. What is it about your upbringing that you felt like without boxing, those would have been the 2 choices for you?
Well, I'm born and raised in Flint, Michigan, and people say Flint known for the water crisis or whatever, but me growing up, Flint was known for having the highest murder rate out of the entire country for I don't know how many years. And so with that, a lot of my friends, a lot of my peers were killed growing up. And without boxing, the way that my anger is set up, the way that my attitude is set up, I feel like I put 100% into boxing, and that's what made me be so great. But without boxing, I would have put 100% in something else to make me be able to fend for my family and do for my family, because I am the protector and the breadwinner of my family. So without boxing, I still would have made a way for us, but it would have ended up jail or dead, 100%.
But that thought process that you just talked about from being from Flint, we talked to Draymond. Like you kind of you hear the same thing. But once you make it, can't you, I don't say don't you have to, but can't you move past that? Wouldn't you want to move past like that, almost surviving over thriving? You're thriving now.
Yeah, 100%. But my mentality is my mentality. You know what I mean? Like I'm a killer. It is what it is. I'm a beast, and I'm gonna always keep that. The anger that I have, I put it towards something good. So when people be saying that I'm angry, a lot of times I'm like, I'm not angry. I'm very passionate about what I do. I love boxing. I love fighting. And I mean, I love fighting so much I did MMA, which is crazy, but I did it to prove a point to myself, prove a point to the fans, to the doubters. And that's just the mentality that I have. But I know that I'm winning in life. Mm-hmm. I'm happy. I'm successful. Everybody in my family is doing well. I'm in great health. I have a dog. I mean, these things are what matters to me. And I just, people, I ask, God give you your heart desires. I asked God for a bed and an Olympic gold medal. That's all I wanted. I don't want nothing else. God, I pray that you help me win an Olympic gold medal when I turn 17, and then I can be able to have enough money to purchase me a bed.
Why was that your first purchase, though, after winning the gold medal?
Because I didn't have a bed growing up.
Where'd you sleep?
On the floor or the couch. A lot of times it was the floor. I have a very dysfunctional family, and my sister's very territorial. So it was like the couch was her territory. So I was like, all right. And a lot of times I was the protector of my house, so a lot of times I would sleep on the door so when nobody come into our house. My mom was very friendly, very nice. I mean, my freaking grandma used to say, your mama let the roaches come live with us. Like, she let the roaches come in. Like, she welcomed everybody into our home. And it got to a point with me where I was like, everybody can't just come in here. And it was like, I had the mindset of like a boy too, where it was like, Mama, you can't have no boyfriends. Don't bring no man up in here. But it was like she was friends with everybody. So it got to a point where I'm like, nah, bro, you not coming in here. No. I'm sleeping on the door. If the door move, the door gonna hit me first, and then I'm gonna get up and be like, what you want? Oh, we here to see me. She sleep. Shut the door. Sit back down. I was one of them growing up. So
yeah.
And you said boxing helped you find yourself.
Yeah.
So I want to know what was going through your mind when you were 11 and you first stepped into the gym at what was it, Burston?
Burston Fieldhouse.
Burston Fieldhouse?
Yes.
Yeah.
I walked into Burston and I seen two guys inside the ring sparring, and my first thought was, I can do that. And then I talked to the coach and I said I wanted to start boxing, and he said, why? And I was like, I'm just tired of losing. And he's like, losing at what? I'm like, losing in basketball, losing in soccer. Only thing I was really winning at was track. But basketball, we always lost, and I always had to argue with the girls after the game, like, why didn't you hand me the ball? So I got to a point where I was like, I want to do something that it fully relies on me. And when I win, I win. When I lose, I lose, So I wanted to box. And I knew how to fight a little bit already too. Like, I always had heart.
And this is, a little bit off the beaten path. Just listening to you say you want to win. Mm-hmm. And being that fighting could be that thing. It's well documented that you were a victim of sexual abuse at a very young age. Yeah. How much did that play a part in your fighter's mentality?
I can say that maybe that's where some of the anger came from when I was a kid, but it was so many other things that I was angry about besides the sexual abuse. I was mad that I was hungry all the time. I was mad that I didn't have the support of my parents that other families had. I was mad because my hair wasn't done. I was mad that, a lot of things that I couldn't help, it was just my circumstances. But after a while, once I got saved and I got baptized, Jeremiah 29:11, for God know the plans I have for you, plans to give you hope and give you plans to prosper, and I live with that. Even though I was in bad circumstances at the time and I was really angry about it, I found a way to kind of like sit in it and live with it, but to keep working towards something. And that's what boxing did for me. It gave me something to work toward. It gave me something to hope for. I mean, I was an 11-year-old girl, 12, telling everybody, look, I'm going to the Olympics when I turn 17. Everybody was like, this girl is crazy. I'm like, I'm telling y'all. I walked around. I had my diaries. I probably had 9 diaries from the time I was in the 7th grade till I graduated. And when I go back and read my diary sometime, I crack up laughing because I'm like, what was wrong with me?
Yeah, I think it's amazing testament to you though, that, you know, whoever that person is didn't break you, whatever your circumstances were didn't break you, and to become the greatest, you said, right, the greatest female fighter of all time, but definitely one of the greatest fighters, period, of all time, is a testament to your perseverance, your ability to fight through adversity, the faith that you had. And just for me, it's inspirational. And I think there's a lot of people that could take from your story and look at their circumstances and say, hey, I can become a champion too at something. So I just wanted to give you your flowers on that.
Thank you. And since we're there, the hardship and everything created the fire inside. The biopic. People don't understand the type of woman that I am, but if you watch that movie, then you understand. Then you understand where the grit, the tenacity, the comes from. Like, then you understand. But if you don't watch the documentary, or if you don't really follow me and know my upbringing, you'll never understand the type of woman that I am.
Yeah.
And I was asking because I watched the movie on the plane recently.
Okay.
Cause I've talked to some other people that had documentaries made about them. Did they exaggerate anything in that movie? Cause you got to make it for TV. You got to, you got to build up. Me, I teared up during it. You know,
I
when you was
cry
young.
every time I watch it.
Pops came back and all. You know what I'm saying? Like, but was that your life growing up? If you go watch Fire Inside.
Absolutely. The only thing that was fabricated was I never tried to pawn my Olympic gold medal. Never. I would never do that. Even though I was disappointed about how I was treated, you know, in the media and everything after I was the first woman in America to win an Olympic gold medal at the age of 17. I didn't get any recognition for that. I got the parade when I got home. I got the free McDonald's for 2 years. You know, I had my Olympic gold medal, but I didn't get any endorsements, any sponsorships. I didn't get to do like what the other girls were doing, you know, and I was like, wait a minute, you know, I won an Olympic gold medal too. And those girls came and watched me fight, and I went and watched them do their flips, and I went and watched them run, and we were all together. So when I didn't get what I felt I deserved, you know, that was something that bothered me. But I never would have pawned my gold medal because I had money. I had got $50,000 for being the only person to win an Olympic gold medal for that USA team. I had got my Olympic gold medal. I was being paid $5,000 a month at the time, so I had money. Yeah, that was a little weird too in the movie. Like, it made it seem like I won my Olympic gold medal and I came back to the same circumstances, and it was like, yeah, somewhat, but I had a lot of money. And me being a 17-year-old kid is like, what do you do with this money? You know, I didn't go and get a car till you wouldn't believe this. You wouldn't believe this. It was the winter time, and I told myself that I would never catch the bus in Flint again because I have Olympic gold medal, so I'll walk everywhere. And I'm not getting on no bus. They'd never catch me on a bus. And I seen this old lady. It was snowing. I seen an old lady walking to the bus stop, but she was moving, but she wasn't moving. Like, I could tell her legs was stiffening up, right? So I'm looking, I'm like, this lady need help. So I run down there to help the lady, and you wouldn't believe who it was. Oh. It was my mom.
Wow.
Walking to the bus stop. And I looked and I said, what the hell? And I was like, Ma, she was like, Muffin? She said, am I dreaming? I said, Ma, it's me, you okay? She was freezing, but she was hustling to get to the bus stop. And I walked to the bus stop. I told her to stay right there. I ran over there to the store. I got her a hat. I got her some gloves. I got her a Coke. We waited for the bus to come, and she got on the bus. I let her go, and I was like, what the hell am I doing with $50,000 in my account? And my mom is walking to the bus stop in the winter. It didn't make no sense to me. The next day, I hit up one of my friends' mom was like, "Yo, help me find a car. Help me find a car." And that's when I went and got me a car. But if that would never happen, I probably would never got me a car. I'm telling you, I was like, what?
In sport, through hard work, we tend to find our paths and a love for the game. Then the passion kicks in. But then also, as we go through it, we tend to find things to play for in our sport or even fight for, right? Your coach, grandmother, mother, you just mentioned her, you were fighting for them, right? They played a big part in your career. The way you've gone through the 3 different classes, what's left to prove, and who are you doing it for now?
Right now, I'm just doing it for legacy right now. You know, I'm only 30, so my career is far from over. A lot of the girls in boxing are older than me. I'm still younger than them, even though I've accomplished more. Right now, I'm just doing it for myself and for my future family. You know, I plan on having my own kids, and I plan on being married. And I also, too, you know, I have a younger sister, and she got 3 kids who are like my kids. So I help her take care of them. And then I also have to make sure that I'm, you know, financially well when I have my own kids and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I do it for now, and just my legacy. Listen, when I'm done boxing right now, I'm 17-time world champion, and then I'm fighting next week for 2 more belts against Lonnie Daniels up in Detroit. So when I beat her, I'll be 19-time world champion. You know, so within 8 years, if I can retire and they say something like 40-time world champion, 50-time world champion, ain't nobody gonna be able to do that.
So while you were saying that, something kind of came to me, because not too long ago, Naomi Osaka, she mentioned, you know, how tough it had been after she had her child. You know, and trying to go out there and still be competitive and elite and at your best. You're up against a clock, right? You're saying in 8 years possibly. And I know that the older women get, it gets tougher to have kids. Do you think of that like a expiration date on your career, or is it 8 years and that's it? Or when will you try and go into, you know, having a family, or would you have a kid and then go back to boxing? That's
what I want to do. I feel like I put too much time on hold on having a kid and being married and stuff for boxing already. I'm gonna have a baby next year. We already have it planned out. I'm gonna have a baby next year, and then after I go through my stuff, then I'll come back and fight some more, and then probably have another one, and then do the same thing again. Like, I don't want to wait till I'm, you know, 40, 43, whatever, after my career to have my kids.
Right.
I want to be able to run at the park with my kids and stuff like that. I don't want to be too old. So I think that keeping my body in shape, I don't drink, I don't smoke. I think that'll also help me too when I'm going through this whole body and life changing stuff, you know.
You don't drink and you don't smoke. You also don't have sex before the fight, which I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. Like, so we talk to the men, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't want to release in that manner while I'm preparing for a fight.
Absolutely.
You know, I saw you talk. I think you talking to Angela Yee.
Yeah.
And you were talking about, and you were saying, what the women do. You know, you was trying to find a word for it. What do you feel that does for you in preparation for a fight? Because what it's doing is taking 6 weeks off of practice and making a baby.
Well, we don't want to get pregnant before the fight. That's one thing. But
2 on 1. Y'all got 2 on 1.
Because we got to take a pregnancy test the week of the fight and 3 days before, and then the day of. So they making sure, like, you ain't gonna be fighting pregnant, period. So well, that's one. And then two, I think when it comes to sex, right? Men and women may look at it different, but women have something called orgasms, right? And when women have that, it take a lot out of you. I'm training 2 or 3 times a day. I don't got time to be trying to force myself to work out because I done had a freaking, orgasm. I would rather keep everything in, and I feel like it helps me be more prepared for the fight. And when you go without, sex, and you guys are men, it do make you be a bit more aggressive, and you can lift more weights, and you can squat more weight and everything. It's the same thing for me. It's the same thing for me.
That's a lesson to you young boys out there. Women come too.
If they work for it.
That thing don't start doing that at the end. You ain't doing nothing, young man.
You've been waiting for this. I saw you light up as soon as he asked the question. Man.
Yeah, because that's what it is.
You lit up.
I've heard the question when women athletes like, hey, is it different? Bro, and that's a lot of energy leaving your body.
But some people like to be that relaxed and stuff before a fight. Me, it's I fight too hard and I got too much on the line to be relaxed in there. I need to be on my P's and my Q's, period. So, that's like, why you want to be relaxed and you got a pit bull on your ass?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why you be punching on people. You should be in there tense.
Motherfucker.
But I also too like to be sharp and show my skills and all that stuff. And you can't do that if you go in there all lackadaisical and all relaxed. I'm relaxed mentally, but physically I'm on go.
Yeah. Do you? Because I've watched you fight. I know we've all watched you fight. Mm-hmm. At times it seems like you're messing with them, and then you cut on. Like you could whoop them. You could whoop a girl. So you're going there. Because when you swing, it's everything, and you see every muscle in your shoulder.
Yeah.
But then it seems like sometimes you're like, yeah, bitch, okay. Yeah.
I be showing my skill, you know what I'm saying? That's
what made me think. When you said my skills, and then just, hey, I can knock your ass out whenever I want to.
Yeah, because you want to know, boxing is so critical, with the critiques of people when they criticizing you. Because when I first came out the gate, and I was knocking girls out early in my career, they said I ain't had no boxing skills. All I had was power. So I was like, I'm one of the most skilled women in boxing. Is they crazy? So then I switch it up on them and beat these girls 10 rounds straight. I get hit 5%. I land at over 50%. I'm dogging these girls out now with skill. And then they go to say, oh, she ain't got no power. And I'm like, first, you don't want me knocking the girls out because I'm making the competition look too easy. So now all I got is power and I can't box. Then I show you I got good head movement, good defense, good offense, and I'm schooling these girls 10 rounds straight. Now you say, I can't knock nobody out. And I'm like, where y'all get that from? So it's just, I think that with boxing, I think early in my career, I was kind of letting the critics kind of get to me a little bit, and that's why I start showing people look, I can box, I can do whatever I want to do in here. But now in my mind, the only thing that I care about is dominating and winning. If the knockout come, cool. But I know that I can go in there and beat any woman in boxing 10 rounds straight.
I think that's very entertaining. Your skill set is the best I've ever seen.
Thank you.
And much like the WNBA, right? Because I heard you say before that the landscape from pay scale should be a little bit more balanced, right? So Netflix just recently, they had a big fight, over 10 million viewers or something. Amanda got 7 figures, so did Katie. And, you can kind of see what MVP is doing, promotions. Things are kind of seem like they're building. How do you feel about, where the state of women's boxing is? Is it getting better? Is it closing the gap to where you thought it could get?
Right now is a great time to be a woman fighter. Right now in boxing, people like to overlook it, but I am the first woman to make $1 million in boxing, and that was in 2022.
Okay.
Dang.
So I love what Jake Paul is doing now with the women and MVP. Amanda Serrano is a great fighter. So is Katie Taylor. Those women deserve those paydays. But with me, I've been working from the ground up to build to where I am now.
You didn't mention Alicia.
You didn't mention her either. You mentioned the girls.
Yeah, but I thought I saw 3 great fighters out there.
No, Alicia did her thing.
Right.
Yeah. I like Alicia. She cool.
It seemed like that one of the video I saw. You ran up on the little girl. You ran up on the little girl.
No, well, Alicia's older than me.
I'm not talking about age. I'm talking about height and size.
She wasn't talking like she was smaller than me, so I had to check the temperature, see what was going on.
You a real
But
bully.
no, I'm not. this the thing that people get mixed up. Me and Alicia, well, one, congrats to her up on her fight. I seen her at the Ring 3 fight, but I wasn't able to speak to her. You know what I'm saying? Me and her aren't close like we was, but we did kind of hash things out to where it's not beef.
Right.
Because at first it was smoke in the city. At first, and I'm like, hold up, you got the right, you got the
Wrong
the right
one and the
thing
right
at
one.
the right time. Hold on now. And so we started off as friends, and we actually grew up around each other in the amateurs. Now turning pro, I kind of distance myself away from a lot of females because they be hating, and some of them be like secretly hating. So me and her didn't start off on the right foot up in the pros, but then we did get cool because we had a mutual friend. And as we got cool, you know, I'm like, I'm supporting her. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling all my fans to support her, get behind her. I don't know, one day I woke up and it was just all over that she had caught me out. This is the first time she did it. So me, I'm like, I'm not an internet type person, especially people with my friends. So I hit her like, what's up? She like, nothing. I'm like, you trying to scrap? Like, what's up? She was like, girl, I was just bored. I'm like, all right, cool. I left it alone.
Right.
You know, because you can do whatever you want to do on your social media. But when I hit you and you tell me it's not nothing, all right, cool. So then she called me out again on the video. And I'm like, huh? So I hit her up again. This is about months later. I'm like, yo, what's up? She like, yeah, I think I beat you. And I'm like, huh? I'm like, when did this? Funny. I'm like, when did you even? One, we're so many weight classes apart. I never seen us having to go at it because it's like you're so small. Not that you a little dog, but I'm just saying you're so small, you know. And I know I fought lowest I fought is 154, highest she fought is 130.
Yeah, it's too far.
You know, so I never seen us having to do that. And you know me, I'm a very, people don't know, but I'm very humble when it like come to real things and real people. So I've told her before, like how me and Tony Harrison is sharing a car at the Little Caesars Arena with 19,000 about to be there. I told her, me and you can do the same shit. She wanted to be number one. She wanted to be the it girl. She wanted to be the one. So she felt like nobody was giving her that credit, so she just gonna just come at me and put our names together, and people gonna see her on the same level as me. And I never wanted to say how many levels we was apart. I didn't want to say that because it was like, at the end of the day, I rocks with you. But now when you start coming for the queen, I gotta show you, baby, it's levels to this shit, and you're not up here. You're good, but I'm greater than great. Like, I'm up here. And I had to let her know, like, hey, man, this is not what you want. Not in the ring or outside the ring. So her disrespect continues. She went on a whole little fuck Clarissa Shields tour. So when she did that, and then I seen her in person, it was like, you got to see me. It ain't gonna be no, oh, I see you in the distance and I'm gonna ask you what's up. And then, you know, she did a couple things though. You know, we went from, like I asked her, from being cool to now she online calling me ugly. Now she online saying that I can't box. Now she online saying she a better boxer than me. She knocked me out. Those fighting words. So of course, when I see you, I got to check you. And that's exactly what happened. But I don't like that I had to show her that side of me because I really did love her. You know what I'm saying? I really did have a lot of respect for her, and I really did wish her well. Yeah. But when it's me versus anybody, I always got to rock out with me. No, just to finish that, it's all love with me and Alicia. Like, you know, she still says she want to fight and stuff. She got the kind of 154. She got the kind of 160. But I just don't have no close fights. That's all I know.
Yeah, she's not gonna come to 154 or 160.
Oh. Okay.
And I will give her this. You know, when we spoke to her, her tone was her tone was definitely different than, you know, some of those things. So hopefully, with you being the best in the business, her continuing to shine, I would love to see that card with you on it and her on it, just to show that whatever our differences are, the things that if we used to rock with each other, we could talk like women, if we could hash this out,
Listen.
we could be good.
I told her way back before any of this beef shit started, when I had my first fight at Little Caesars Arena and she was fighting at the Masonic Temple 2 weeks later. I'm like, yo, you should jump on my card and be the co-main event for this one. And we can just put our numbers together. Cause I did 12,000 tickets that fight. But like the place hold 19,000. So my goal is to do 19,000.
Fill it up.
Right, so I'm like, look, you can be the co-main event this time. The next time, you be the main event and I'll be your co-main event. And when I'm telling her this, I'm dead ass serious. I'm like, the brand that she had and the brand that I have, they can coexist, but they can also build each other. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I had told her. But I think at the time, she was just so freaking she was so hungry, you know what I'm saying? And she just was like, nah, it gotta be me. And that's kind of how she went about it. But when we did talk, I don't know, was it back December, January, sometime we ended up having a face-to-face talk. Franchon Cruz set it up. And we ended up talking, and like I said, it's a sisterhood there, but it's also too a competitive nature. And I already told her, I said, look, listen, if you feel like we got to square up and we got to fight, we always can spar.
Yeah,
we can always do that.
Question about sisterhood though. I enjoyed something you said about Angel Reese after the BET Awards, because people were sort of trying to pit you against her, and you said, look, I'm not saying that these other women aren't great. What I'm saying is, I thought that BET would finally acknowledge my accolades, my accomplishments. But you mentioned some of the hate that you get, along with some of the hate that Angel Reese gets, which has been just amplifying itself and amping up lately. When you look at the similarities between you and Angel Reese, why is it, do you believe, both of you receive so much hate and so much public criticism?
You know, I don't know Angel Reese personally. You know, we have a mutual friend in that shack. You know, but honestly, I think it's just full-blown racism, what she deals with. You know, and I think the whole finger thing with Caitlin Clark just kind of made people jump on this bandwagon of let's hate Angel Reese for the rest of our lives. And with social media, it gives them the freedom to do that. You know, and she's still just herself. You know, she's winning. And people hate to see you win, and they want to throw you off. Same thing with me. I've been winning, I feel like, my entire life. You know, from the age of 15, Junior Olympics at 17, World Championships, Continentals, Pan Ams, winning all this stuff, Olympics. And I think that people, one, I have to say, I'm dark skinned, so it's hate that come with that anyway. People think that I don't realize it, but I seen the same hate that I get. I seen Serena Williams get the same hate growing up on social media, doing her ESPN body issue, body perfect, got a nice butt, got a nice shape, muscles and shape. And I saw a comment saying that, oh, she looks like a man. You know, her butt's too big. It's not real. Why is she built like that? Calling her monkeys, gorillas, all type of stuff. And I go through the same thing. And I knew that I feel like that's what comes with when you're very successful. You are yourself. You don't let people change you. I think that's where like the hate comes from. And then you're outspoken and you're not shy about your greatness. People want me to let y'all and everybody else tell me how great I am. And me just sit back and be like, okay, yeah, all right. Now, until you say it don't mean nothing. Mm-hmm. Like whatever I do, I shouldn't big myself up. I should let y'all do it. And I just have to be honest. Had I not ever said that I was the greatest woman of all time, they would have never gave me that recognition, no matter how great I fight. I had to let the world know this is what it is. I had to put facts to their face. I had to put my fighting footage to their face. I had to put my gold medals all up in their face, my belts all up in their face, so they know y'all cannot deny me. You may not like me because I'm dark skinned or I'm outspoken or I'm from Flint or I'm just too much of an aggressive female, you think, but you will not keep this from me. You're going to give me my recognition because I earned it. I am the best. And I had to put it in everybody's face so they know I'm the fucking best. accept it, acknowledge it, and give me my props because I work hard for it. But had I not said it, they would have me number 10 on pound list. I probably wouldn't even be on it. It got men that put me on the men's pound list. But it was like, I had to show them, like, hold up. 2 Olympic gold medals, 5 divisions, 3-time undisputed, the only boxer in history. Yeah. I had to let them know, even though y'all may not think it's a big deal, but this is history. It's history, it's legacy, and it means a lot.
I love that you brought up Serena, because I remember when, what was her name? Maria Sharapova was getting all that watch money,
She
all
was the face
that.
of tennis.
She's the face of tennis, and Serena was wearing her ass out. And you watching TV and looking at Maria Sharapova, I'm like, what about Serena? But to that point, like you said, and you laid it out perfectly, you make, correct me if I'm wrong, your personality makes people uncomfortable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you trying to change that? Could you change that? You've loved, and even in the movie, you talk about it like, as a young girl, where you were losing money because you weren't acceptable to mainstream whatever sports fans.
Listen, Lord, take my words and deliver them the right way. I can't help that these motherfuckers is soft. I can't. I cannot. They soft. They're intimidated. These men is mad that I can beat some of them up. These other girls is mad because they ain't got no confidence. They ain't got no self-esteem. And then they come being mad at me because I got self-esteem. I'm confident. I'm strong. I believe in myself. I'm passionate about what I do. And they want me to change that. I'm sorry. I am not changing that. I'm sorry. If it make people uncomfortable, it's cool. It's all right to be uncomfortable. Some stuff make me uncomfortable. I still deal with it. They just gonna have to deal with it. And if they don't want to deal with me, block me. Block with me. Don't talk to me. Don't talk about me. Leave me alone because I'm gonna make millions regardless. Whatever God has for me, He has for me. That's why this fight with Layla Ali gonna get made.
But you fully understand that being that way is affecting your bank accounts.
No, it's affecting the people that don't like me. But as far as bank accounts, I am a businesswoman. I don't do nothing that, if anybody that has a company or a business, what is their reason?
Because you make them feel uncomfortable. I answered for you. Ask the question.
No. So you talking about companies. What I want to know from you, because I don't know. Well, I do know some, but what makes you think that what I do makes them uncomfortable from your perspective?
You just laid it out. You are a confident, they can call it arrogant. You are an outspoken black woman, dark-skinned black woman. Their fan base or their supporters, their crew, their customers, their consumers might not feel comfortable with that. That's why I love that you brought up Serena Williams. She had to fight through that, being a confident. The movie with King Richard.
Yeah.
When he walked up like, my damn daughter just told you she about to win. Stop asking that damn question. Like that confident black woman scares some people. And there has to be an advocate for that person. And to your point, you have to do, it's been said 1,000 times, 2 times as much to get half of what they get.
Right. So you saying that because I'm confident, it makes companies feel uncomfortable?
Their consumer, they trying to make money. So if they give you 10 million, they need to make 30 million.
Right.
They need to have a business model to parlay that.
Listen, if my confidence bothers them,
That's a reflection of them, not you.
yeah, and I honestly feel like companies are coming my way, and I will get a bunch of more. I've already had endorsements and sponsorships and stuff like that, but I'm going to get more. But listen, if it's a company that feels like I'm just too confident, and they don't see my greatness, that's just on them. But God bless people that do see it. That do see me being able to represent their brand and to bring the money, because I know I'm bringing in thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars a month just by myself. And that's just YouTube, Instagram, endorsements, sponsorships. I'm bringing in money just being myself. I think that we got to stop putting women in this box and saying this is what a woman is.
Yeah.
Look, the images has already been changed up. I'm sitting here, I don't think I look like a boxer. From the stereotype, when I grew up, they all talking about some all women boxers are gay, we're butch, we got strong faces, we got, sharp, we look like men, right? That's what they said back then. And then you got women like myself, and then Layla Ali, and then Alicia Baumgartner, and we don't look like men.
Wow.
So I've already defeated that stereotype. So when it comes to them being intimidated, I thought they were intimidated by the way that I fight, which that's not gonna change. I'm only gonna get better, bigger, and stronger, and faster each fight. But if you like me, you like me, and it's okay to be disliked. I don't know how people want me to not be okay with that. It's people that I dislike.
I have a question for you, though.
I think
Hold on,
it's
Chad, one second.
gender, because no one could be more confident than Floyd Mayweather. And they don't criticize him.
Me and him neck to neck.
Everybody criticizing. I have a question for you, though. Channing was sort of talking about these attributes that you have, right? You're confident, you're strong. Some of that is also aggression, anger. These are things that could sometimes be difficult for a relationship. You're in a very public relationship
Oh, tell me about
now
it.
with Papoose.
Yeah.
What has that adjustment been like for you, the back and forth with his ex, you guys being publicly together now? You saying recently, as in on our show, you plan to have children. What has that adjustment been like to be in such a public relationship with Papoose?
One, he's a great man, and I think it takes a certain type of strong man to be able to deal with me. And, deal with me inside the ring, outside the ring, getting ready for a fight, even not in camp for a fight. It's so many different people or women you have to deal with to be able to deal with me. And I think he does that very well. It's public relationship, like I said, I don't know how anything ever stemmed to be a problem, because she's publicly came out and said that she was with somebody since 2022 outside of their union. So if that's the case, how do I meet somebody in 2024 who you said you ain't even been with, whatever the case may be, and then you start throwing shots at me, making it seem like I'm somebody that came and disrupted a happy household when I didn't. That's not what happened. So, I think that it's a lot of, like I've said before, and I'll say it again, women can be very emotional. I'm a woman. But I think some women are more emotional than me. And I think that some people like the whole back and forth and to try to make it seem like it's something over me and her going at it, or I don't think I've ever really went at it with her. I feel like I've had to defend myself up on certain things, but it's like me and him are solid. Like we know what goes on in our relationship. Like he's probably done called me 3-4 times sitting here right now, because I don't think he know I'm supposed to be doing this interview. but me and him haven't missed a day of talking to each other since we met July 6, 2024 at Shakur fight. So when we met up in what was in Newark, New Jersey at the fights, we haven't not talked to each other since then. So we talk to each other every single day. He's flying out here tomorrow. Like, I just left New Jersey. When I was at the fights in New York, I was with him. We always together, we're always connected. So it's not like we're fighting over a man or anything like that. Like, that's a stupid narrative. I'm a grown ass woman, and I'm a good looking woman who's successful. I don't gotta fight over no man.
Real talk.
I can get any man that I want, if we're being honest. But I chose him, he chose me, and we're together. It's just that they were like this whole black love thing. And I think that's where like the fans are kind of stuck at, like, oh, this was our black love. And that's what they were used to, I guess. And then I came into the equation, and me and him got together. And just to be honest, we weren't supposed to be public. We was not supposed to be public. She did that. Remy did that. And I don't even like saying her name, because it's more of a thing of like, I ain't got no smoke with you. You know what I'm saying? Unless you won't smoke with me. But I don't got no smoke with you. But She the one who put out text messages and put my number out on her page that got 10 million followers. She did that. Putting everybody in our business, letting them know that me and Pap was together. We were a private relationship since around like August, around that time. And I didn't want to be public with another relationship until I knew it was marriage and it was kids.
Yeah.
And that's being honest. So once all that came out, he was like, well, God damn. just gonna blow up my damn spot. and like the thing was, we were exclusive, but it was like, when it comes to celebrity relationships, 1 minute they together, 1 minute they not. So it was like, I wanted to be with him privately, and then we broke up. We break up privately. I didn't want people to be like, oh shit.
Right.
So when that happened, I was like, God, damn, this lady is
All up in your sauce.
man. I'm like, why you did that? But in a way, like I said, I don't understand it because I know for a fact that they weren't like together. Yeah. But it was more of a thing, like, damn, I wanted us to come out when we was ready, or at least like he's filed for divorce now. But it's like it still takes time, So just with that, it's like, dang, we gotta, I have to go through this. People love us together, but it's still like a little public scrutiny or whatever, and it's like I gotta go through this stuff, and I ain't even want to be public, bro.
Yeah, it's much like you. The internet is undefeated. Like if it's there to be found, they gonna find it. But I do want to take a minute to give Papoose his love. Mainstream didn't do him the service. He's definitely one of the dopest rappers I've ever heard.
Yes.
But I also like the way RC transitioned from the ring, from everything chaotic, right? The business behind the boxing, the ring, into life. Mm-hmm. What do you do for yourself to find peace away from all that chaos?
I spend time with my family. I spend time with my man. I put my phone down. I read my Bible. I surround myself with people that love me, you know what I'm saying? And who I love. And listen, anywhere that we go, me, my family, my friends, they know I get a lot of attention, but I deal with it well. But I'm like the life of the party everywhere we go. I can go to a kid's party. The kid's gonna be like, we had so much fun with Clarissa. Because I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna get you hot dogs and cake and stuff, and we're gonna have a good time. And that's what I'm about. I'm about using my time, wisely, because I grew up in a household. After I was sexually abused, I stayed with my grandma until I was 10. So I was like an only child from the age of 5 till 10. And living with my grandma, she showered me with so much, love, and taught me how to talk, and, just was very, very patient with me and taught me a lot of things. I want to be that for my family. So even though she's not here, I'll never forget how she made me feel. So I make my nieces and my nephews and my family and them feel that same way when I'm around them. So that's what I do. I just lay back and I just chill. I don't like being the center of attention all the time. But it seems like that just gravitate toward me all the time. It's like I can go to a boxing match and I can sit in the nosebleeds. People still find a way to let everybody know that I'm there.
Whoa. Because you're the best woman fighter in the world.
I know, but I can hide, and they still gonna be like, who is this lady over here hiding?
Girl, I just saw you at Shakur fight. You do not hide. You be fired up at the fight.
First of all, Shakur shut them all up, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, Shakur. Listen, they've been doubting him for so long, and I know how great he is. And when I seen him go out, first of all, that's my little brother. You know what I'm saying? He looked at me so many times when he was fighting just to check with me. And when I gave him the thumbs up, I seen a different energy come over him. And I'm like, yeah, you fucking him up. Keep it up. And that's the thing of like, he's been the same way at my fights. We cheered for each other during the Olympics. We cheered for each other at tournaments, Pan Ams. And I just know that it was needed for me to be there. Mm-hmm. And I told him I was going to be there, and we had been texting the whole time leading up to this fight. Leading up to most of his fights, but this one in particular. And like I said, he needed to know that regardless, I had his back. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I was there. I wasn't, first of all, they gave me that attention because I'm the greatest one of all time. They put me on the camera, all this other stuff. But I was fired up because it was like, all y'all Mexicans in here talking about Shakur finna get his ass whooped. He about to get knocked out. This is the end of the hype train. And then y'all get all quiet when he start whooping his boy ass. Oh, I need y'all to just make some noise.
Also, too, you talked about, like, Fred mentioned undefeated, right? Do you have an allergy to being close to boxers that take L's? Because this completes the trilogy for us. We've had Shakur on the show, we had Bud on the show, and now we finally have you. And there's a cool picture of the three of you guys together at the fight.
Yeah.
Like, talk about that relationship of being close to Bud, who I think is the best male fighter in the world right now, an undefeated young fighter like Shakur, and yourself. What's that relationship like?
Man, so Shakur think he's my big brother, but he my little brother, okay? He's younger than me. But he think he my big brother. And then like with Terrence, it's like we twins almost. Like we got the same mindset. I can watch an interview and I can be like, yeah, Terrence lying right there. You know, and I text him like, that was a good one. You know, and I think that us being so like-minded, we all can kind of give each other great advice. Like the advice that, you know, I think that you were trying to give is like, maybe I should
Play the game a little more.
Yeah, right? And I hear that because I have played it now. I have switched up my appearance and made sure I look softer and I do be nicer and all this stuff. But it's like I can't help that I'm still a beast inside the ring. Mm-hmm. But they want you to be pretty inside the ring and I just can't do that. Wow. I seen girls fight with lashes and makeup. I'm not doing that. Alicia fought with a corset on. Her titty kept popping out. I'm not doing that. I'm being honest. You watched it.
Yes.
She kept having it. I'm like, man, she wore a corset. Why is she wearing a corset? But it's different coming from you and then hearing it from Terrence. Because we the same. He go through the same stuff that I go through in like the sport of boxing. He didn't get his recognition until he beat Spence. And then they still tried to play him. So now he done stepping all the way up to fight against Canelo. Mm-hmm. And people called me crazy when I went to heavyweight and I jumped up 3 different weight classes. Now he jumping up.
Does Bud win that fight? Does Bud beat Canelo?
Bud absolutely beats Canelo. 100%.
Why?
Skills and just knowing the art of fighting. Bud want to hurt you. He want to hurt you. He want to dominate you. And then people don't know, the more doubters that we have, when I say we, me, Terrence, Shakur, the more doubters that we have, the more fuel it is to the fire. It's actually good to be disliked. It's good to have the haters because the more y'all it is, the more greater we're going to be, the more greater we're going to perform. And that's what we have in common.
I love that. Bud's also mean as hell.
I was going to say.
He just mean all the time.
No, he not.
Well, he must not like us too much.
He always want to compete.
Yeah.
He won't bump into you all the time.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't know.
I'm like that with my friends. That means we like you.
I got to ask, because you cool with Bud, how are you pre-fight? Because we went to Spence, Bud, right? Uh-huh. We go to mess with Spence. He and they got music playing, people having a good time. We dapping him up, we talking.
Oh, Bud complete opposite.
Complete opposite. It was a funeral in there. Everybody's looking at the ground. Bud just airboxing. I'm like, man.
It was quiet. It was silent though.
Dead silence in the entire preparation. What side are you on more?
Every fight that I have, it's a parking lot party in the back before I come out to the fight.
Really?
We in the back. We got music. We dancing. We taking pictures. We got videos. I don't get where I need quietness and where I need like super focused about 20, 30 minutes before the fight. And then that's when I put everybody out. Hey, see us, hugs, kiss, see you after the fight. You know, and I have about maybe 5, 6 people in the back with me. But hell no, I'm the complete opposite of Bud. But he was at my fight. He was at my last fight. He was like, yo, what the heck? He like, you got kids back here. You got people with their cameras out back here. Like, I'm like, this makes me be relaxed. When I see familiar faces, I see my friends, my family, I see my supporters, people that I'm close with. That's what I'm comfortable with. I don't like it all quiet and stuff. Like, because I'm doing something that I enjoy doing. Like, I love fighting. So it's like, I'm actually, everybody back there to keep me calm. Because it's like, I'm not calm at all. I'm like so excited to do this. Like, okay, so no, I fight July 26th. And I'm so excited in the back room. I'm just like, I could dance and party all night. But I be having everybody be like, I'm like, yeah, y'all do it then. You dance.
Hey, well, Chan went there. We walked in there. We said, hey. Oh, man, y'all be good. God bless.
Listen, I'm scared of Bud's sons. That whole family got a little attitude to it. I said, hey, you doing, buddy? Slapped the back of my hand. I said, okay.
Hey,
I don't know which kid it was of his, man. I was at who fight I was at, man? I think I was at Shakur fight. And one of his kids was like, you the girl that box, ain't you? I'm like, yeah, I'm Clarissa. He was like, yeah, we be watching you. And I was like, all right, cool. And he was like, you think you beat my dad up? And I was like, no, I don't think so. He was like, you can't. And I was like, okay.
Hey, he punked me at the gym. All the little boys were punking me at the gym. Hey, big man, how you doing? Ain't nobody worried about you.
Right, they just got that in them. They so funny.
Nah, yeah, like Shakur was like super nice and chill. With Bud, I didn't know, like now we're super cool. He beat me in a shooting competition in basketball the other day. I'm gonna work on my jumper. We're gonna get that back at the Canelo fight.
I think I saw that.
Okay, that's a lot. It's not.
Yeah. And then I seen him grab on Shannon Sharp.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, if it was more girls that was in this field, I would do that to them.
First off, Clarissa, you can't just be grabbing on regular women. Like on women that report. Like you can't do that.
I mean, it's just all fun and games, right?
I'm on regular people. Don't touch me. I done seen how you do people. Don't touch me.
So you mentioned July 26th, Lonnie Daniels, Muay Thai background, right? Punches that come from all over the place. She walks forward. She's tough. Tell us about what we can expect from the GOAT on that night against a tough opponent.
I am in such great shape for this fight. No stone has been left unturned. I've watched so much footage of Lonnie, and I'm hoping that she thinks, you know, it's a myth that I can't punch. It's a myth that, you know, I'm too small to be at heavyweight. You know, I'm hoping that she believes those things, and that she come in there being aggressive, throwing from all different angles, and honestly, she's gonna get caught. I'm too fast, I'm too sharp. And we got 19,000 that's gonna be in the building. I'm being walked up by Rick Ross. It's gonna be a movie, but I am telling you, Lonnie is in a world heat of trouble, and I'm looking forward to seeing what she brings to the table, because she said she's gonna knock me out up in the 9th round. And all I'm thinking is, well, I guess we won't be making it to the 9th.
Well, she said something about a stretcher and everything, though.
I'm gonna put her on one. I'm gonna put her on one. Cause she, you know, when these girls come, I really wish that it's best if they don't talk trash, because I already don't like them anyway. I'm already gonna do them how I'm gonna do them without the trash talk. Now with the trash talk involved, now you done really turn me up. You gonna knock me out? Okay. With my niece right there, my mama, okay. Now you done really set me off.
You already got your song picked out with Rose?
Yeah.
There's a secret? Can we get a snippet?
You know what? Come on now. Why wouldn't I come out to I'm a Boss?
How about this?
Like, does it make sense to not?
It makes all the sense.
But
Just
I
wanted to
also
make
have
sure.
my Ali chant. I have my whoop that trick. And then I think I'm gonna do I'm a Boss with another song, because I heard that Big Meech is coming to the fight. So
Uh-oh.
yeah.
That's pretty dope.
We gonna turn them up.
So let's pivot real quick, because this is my favorite question on the show. We always ask our guests, what's your biggest pivot? That's that moment you can go back to and look on and say, without this happening, I wouldn't be who I am.
I don't know why I always go back to this, but it is one of the most craziest things that, okay, I was 15 and I had a coach named Gene Gill. I call him my uncle now. that was one of my coaches coming up, and I was 15, and I think I had got mad about something in the gym, and I just went off. You know, when I used to get mad, like I used to throw chairs, try to fight people. Like my anger was real bad, you know. And I remember Coach Gene telling me after I went off and stuff, and he said, "Rest, you got all the boxing skills in the world. You box like a man. You was a great fighter." But he said, "But if you don't change your attitude, you ain't never gonna make it nowhere." And I looked at him, and even though I was pissed, I was just like, And I remember him saying that, and it stuck with me. And I was like, dang, I got to get better control of my anger, you know, because I think I probably got beat up in sparring or something. But I had whooped so much ass in sparring before. It was like, you fucking get beat up one time, now you having a fit. And I just remember him telling me that. And from there, I started working on having a better attitude. And yeah, I'm going to get angry, but I said, what do you do when you get angry? I think that was a big pivot in my life when I was 15. I think that kind of, my anger still needed work from the time, you know, I think my anger I got control of it when I was probably about 23. But I remember up at 15 when I started changing it. And I said, you know what? I started realizing, like, back in the day, had this happened to me, I would have handled this like this. Now, me being my age now, and I look at it when I was 15, I said, I handle things way better now.
It takes discipline.
Yeah, so I think that was the pivot for me. Because, I mean, people do stuff on purpose to piss you off.
Right.
You know, for me, every single day. And people been waiting on me to get on social media and crash out, screaming at the camera, crying, yelling, and screaming. And I'd be like, I grab my phone, I'd be like, yeah, I'm about to do it. I'm about to cuss these motherfuckers out today. And I get on there and I'd be like, oh,
It ain't worth it.
I saw you say, you know, you how many things you had to type and delete sometimes in order to not say certain things. I'm kind of the same way, so.
Listen,
it
is it's a skill,
Yes.
but it's hard to do. But people think I just write the first thing that comes to my mind. I think now I write like maybe the third thing, but it's still like it gotta get out. But I try to word it a certain way and think things through. But you know, sometimes too, you just got to handle stuff. But I believe in handling stuff in person. Yeah. I don't believe the internet is the place to handle things.
Yeah, we've seen it. I just want to say, you know, I touched on it a little bit earlier. Clarissa Shields, greatest woman of all time. What you overcame at 5 years old, overcoming a speech impediment, to be able to sit here and be as articulate and communicative as you are today, to be able to get your point across in a way where it's clear and it won't be misunderstood by anybody. I think you're an example of what perseverance look like. I look forward to watching you again. If I was Lonnie Daniels, I wouldn't say the 9th round, because I try to get it over much earlier than that, because nobody want to get beat on that long. You know what I mean? But it's been amazing to watch you progress to be who you are, and I just look forward to what you do in the future. We appreciate you.
And thank y'all for coming, man. It's been a long time.
Yeah. Now we got the trilogy now, and I'm going to tell Bud he's still the meanest one of the three of y'all, though.
No, listen, I definitely give him that. But he's not a mean guy, though. I think that he's you know, he just want to play, fight, and wrestle and all the time. Me, personally, him and Shakur are both like that. I tell him all the time, don't touch me.
Hey, you heard that? Don't touch her, but hey, somebody go get touched up on the 26th.
If you want to vent, you always can come back on with us.
Maybe after the fight, I can
She was
get back with
cold.
y'all again.
Yeah, she was cold.